In the video so far, we have looked at the two steps that are important in crop production. We looked at how soil preparation happens, and then we also looked at sowing the seeds. In this video, we look at the next thing, which is what do plants need? So, what are the things that plants need from the soil in particular? So, to explain this, let's go back to a story. So, you remember we talked about hunter-gatherers. So, when they started doing agricultural practices in the very beginning, they noticed something strange. So, a piece of land where they would sow and then harvest their crops would time after time start giving lesser and lesser yield. At first they were disappointed for sure, and they thought that there was something wrong with that particular piece of land. So, they moved to some other place and they noticed the same thing happen again. At first it would give a good yield, then time after time the yield starts decreasing considerably. So, this led them to realize that the land itself gave some nutrients for the plant and it was important for the plant to grow. Now, once they realized this, they were kind of doing some trial and error, trying to see which land is good. In this process, they actually found that if they leave a land fallow for some time, and I say fallow, I mean leave it barren without growing any crops, after some time it was ready to give a better yield again. So, think of it something like a phone battery, right? So, you use the phone battery and then you have to recharge it every night, and once you are recharged it fully, then it is ready to go for another day. So, at this point they started getting curious. Okay, if I leave the land as such, it is somehow replenishing nutrients, but what is it replenishing really? What is it that it is giving? Is there some way I can find this and add it to the land so that I do not have to move every time, but I can just keep giving these nutrients to the land so I can grow better and better crops? This question, or rather this challenge, was one of the very first challenges humans faced as they were starting agriculture. So, as they were kind of doing this research, they realized something. So, in farms that had cattle like cows and then hens, so they realized that cattle feces had some nutrients. So, basically what they noticed was if there was cattle feces on the land, then these plants started growing better again. So, they need not leave the land fallow for a long time. That kind of gave them their first clue. So, they realized that cattle feces like cow dung has some nutrients that is very important for healthy plant growth. So, let us fast forward now. Let us fast forward hundreds of years through scientific research and advancements. We now know exactly what these nutrients are. We now know that like a growing child needing like iron, calcium, protein and all these minerals, a growing plant also needs three very important minerals. So, those are nitrogen, potassium and phosphorus. So, these minerals, among other functions in the plant, help with photosynthesis. So, if you recall, photosynthesis is the process by which plants convert carbon dioxide and water to carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are basically the source of energy for the plant, and it's critical for them to survive. So, this is a very critical function in a plant, and these minerals are extremely important for healthy plant growth. So, at this point I think you probably have a lot of questions. You are probably wondering, oh, how do cattle feces help? How does cow dung have nutrients that plants need? And you are also probably thinking, I have heard that the atmosphere is full of nitrogen, why can't just plants grab some from there? These are all great questions, and the next video is all about this. So, in the next video, we will jump into manures and fertilizers. So, we will learn about how manures and fertilizers help provide these nutrients to the plants.